I'm Miss Liz. Welcome back to the Drama Spot, where we use theater as a tool to develop core skills in kids ages 2 through 17, and we help out some adults along the way. Today we're going to talk about the fundamental rule of improv. Yes, and if you've ever done improv or know anybody who's done improv, you have heard this rule. Yes, and. But what does that mean exactly? When you are on stage with someone else, you as the actor want to agree with whatever it is the other actor has put forward. A lot of kids that I work with and teach this rule to think that this means there can't be conflict in the scene, right? And that makes sense. If the rule is say yes, then you would never have any conflict. But we're not talking about the characters saying yes. We're talking about the actors saying yes. And in order to do that, you need to understand what it is that your scene partner is actually suggesting. So for example, if my scene partner walks on stage and says, "Oh, let's go see the giraffes," the suggestion that my scene partner is making is not, "Let's go see the giraffes." That's what the character is saying. The actor is suggesting, "We're at the zoo." So what I want to do as the actor is take that and say, "Yes, okay, I'm going to go with that." My character can say, "No, I don't want to go see the giraffes." But in doing so, the actor is saying, "Yes, we are at the zoo." If my scene partner came out and said, "Oh, let's go see the giraffes," and I said, "What are you talking about? We're at the library." That has shut it down. That is the actor saying no to that suggestion. "No, I don't want to be at the zoo. No, I don't want to talk about animals. I want to be at the library. I want to do this. I have this other plan for the scene." And that's what kills improv. Okay, what does this have to do with parenting or developing core skills in children? Yes, and requires listening for intention. It requires empathy, compromise. So when you choose to live your life with yes and as like a fundamental undertone, you are moving through the world as a more open human being. You are more ready to hear other points of view, more ready to engage in constructive dialogue, just be more open. And there's a lot of ways that we can apply this as parents to our interactions with our kids. Let me give you an actual example of how this might show up in parenting. We are at bedtime. Bedtime. Go brush your teeth, put your pajamas on, get in bed. It's bedtime. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And then your 3, 4, 5-year-old comes around the corner with that look on their face. And they're like, "What are you going to do if I don't do what you're saying?" But it's not an angry one. It's like I'm excited, right? And this is just like, we don't know. We're not playing right now. We're going to bed. I'm not playing. I'm not doing this, right? We're going to bed. But what if you used yes and there instead? And your kid comes out in the hallway and is like, and you see, what is the actual suggestion here? What are they actually putting forward? They're not saying, "I'm not going to get ready for bed." Their body language, their face, maybe even their words, what they're saying is, "I want you to chase me. I want you to play with me. I want your attention on me," right? And they are in an open place of play. They're not shut down. They're not throwing a temper tantrum. They are open. My kids, when they do that, what they're saying is, "I want you to chase me." So saying yes and in this situation might look like me simply seeing that and going, right? Getting right back at them, responding the same way that they do. And then sure enough, they shriek, and they run off to brush their teeth because, woo, they just got that adrenaline rush that they wanted. I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was go. It's these small moments where instead of shutting down your child's desire to play, which I God, I know how easy that is to do. And we do it all the time. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy. And sometimes we just don't have it. But if you can find it, if you can dig in that well and find that energy to say yes to your child's play, I think you will find that over the long haul, it takes less energy. So I hope this has given you a couple of ideas, some ways that you can try out saying yes to your child's play. And if you're an improviser, I encourage you to bring the philosophy of yes and into your everyday life. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time at the Drama Spot. Bye!